ज्ञानाञ्जनाचलाकरा चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले दिव्यं रूपकथामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं भजनरघुनाथं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिसरं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् भजनललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पथे योगेशजगुपन्तान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चनगौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हे श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। संतराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद श्रील गुरुदेव की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। संस्कृतम की जय, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। So I am on a very suddenly my internet went away. So I'm on hotspot. Let's see. Hopefully it will cooperate and it will work nicely. We'll see. Okay. So let's begin. Hare Krishna again. Welcome everybody for today's session of Sanskrit for scriptural study. So we are on session number 9, and today we will discuss Shiva Sutrani, the very crucial content. So it will be a foundation for all our Sandhi and other things we'll discuss later on. So yeah, so let's see. We finished the Aksharani in 4 sessions. So now we can go into more deeper concepts. So before that, I want to thank all of you for being part of this journey. You are taking the time to come attend in person and support this, or rather be part of this journey. And it will help so many other people. So my heartfelt thank you to all of you. So now we'll begin. But before that, we have to discuss a particular technical term. Okay, that is called it samya. Okay, it it's called it. So you can think of it like it, right, in English, like that. It samya. Samya means technical term. Okay, so this technical term is called it. That's all. The name is it. So what is it exactly? We will discuss in one slide first. Okay, so it is nothing but, so basically Panini Maharshi uses this specific, he designates basically certain terms as it, okay, certain alphabets or certain specific term, Aksharani as it, and he uses that as a delimiters, as marker, as label or indicator, okay. So his purpose is he wants to convey additional message using this particular things which are added to the original things. That's the whole purpose. You can think of it as analogy between envelope and a letter. See, what is the main content of a letter? Main content of a letter is the actual letter, correct? Somebody will send an envelope and a letter. But finally, somebody opens the envelope, reads the letter, and throws the envelope in the trash. Maybe they may keep the letter for forever. Okay, my friend has written this letter, right? But does the envelope has a purpose or no? What is the purpose of envelope? It gives you the proper destination. It gives you the address. It gives you maybe some people, some children even draw some extra artistic things on the envelope to convey the mood and everything, right? Like that. So envelope has the purpose of carrying the message to the destination. So similarly, for certain, whenever for dhatu, for example, um, um, Panini Maharshi adds extra, he packages that with some extra letters. And that letters also have a purpose because he governs Vyakarana rules of how the dhatu gets transformed based on that letters. But that we will not study in this series. That's too technical. That's completely goes into Vyakarana. But at least there is some purpose for Shiva Sutrani. So that much we will study today. So everybody's clear about this, right? And before that, we also need to understand a term called Upadeshaha. Upadeshaha. Upadeshaha means original utterance of Vyakarana Acharyas. That means the original sutras which they have written. For example, they are Shiva Sutrani comes under Upadesha. Dhatavaha, which is a plural of Dhatu, comes under Upadesha. Like, for example, Eda Vruddhau, that is the original utterance. But finally, we get Ed. So if you see, there is some packaging already here, right? Pratyayaha are also part of Upadesha. Like, this is like Supratyaya, right? Su, Aujas, Autshas. That's the first one here. And this is Tip, Thaschi. This is our Tinganta table. This is Lat, Lakara. These are also all Pratyayas. They are added as suffixes. So they're all Pratyayas. And there is already, you can see there is some packaging. So that's what is the it actually. Okay. So first we need to understand this concept. What is Upadesha? Upadesha is the original utterance of the Vyakarana Acharyas. That means the raw, like the original thing before it gets into Vyakarana transformation. Okay. Now Panini Maharshi gives several sutras designating what the it. Maybe there are 6, 7 sutras. But we will only cover couple of them today, which is relevant to what previous discussion as well as future. And later on, if needed, we will cover others. But it's not necessary that because we are not doing Vyakarana, we are doing what is needed for application. Okay. So they are called It Sanya Sutrani. Means Sutrani, which designate It Sanya. Right? What are they? These are some couple of them. For example, this is a paraphrasing of the sutra. The original sutra is Anunas Ajon. What is that? Okay, for this one, for example, Halantyam. That is the sutra. For the second one, Halantyam. For this one, it will be Ajanunasika It. Ajanunasika It. That is a sutra. Original sutra given by Panini Maharshi. But that, so his sutras are also in a proper Sanskritam. So they go through Sandhi transformations, everything. So there it's actually Ach. So if you split it and make in a sentence, what it means is that Upadeshe Anunasika Ach is it. Okay, that is the statement. What he's saying is, in the original instructions, whenever there is Anunasika Ach, that is the it label I am placing. That should be considered it. For example, for this dhatu we discussed earlier, edha is the edha. This is anunasika ach. Anunasika ach we discussed in ach variations, right? There is anunasika ach, there is a ananunasika ach or shuddha ach, right? Which doesn't have this chandra bindu, which is pronounced normally. But anunasika ach was supposed to pronounce with the nose, right? That's why it's called. But so what is his genius is, so aid, he wants to convey aid. Okay. But at the same time, actually, when I talk about next rule, you will see this violates his own rule. I will tell you in a minute. So what he does, he adds an extra vowel to it so that this rule doesn't delete this letter. Okay. And because he already told this is considered it, and later he gives a rule called tasya lopaha. Means you remove that. Before you start your prakriya or the Sanskrit equations, you remove all the its. That's what he tells. So effectively, you get aid. Basically, the letter, you get aid. Aid only you get.
But there is a purpose for this, because of which he governs certain other rules. Okay. So understand, right? So we discussed first sutra, which says, whenever in the original utterances where is anunasik ach, consider that as it. Okay. And at the end he says tasya lopaha, remove that. Okay. And the second sutra he says is that halantyam means upadeshe antima vyanjanam is a it. Whenever there is an original instruction, if an pure shuddha hal happens to be there at the end of the sutra, that should be removed. That gets a it, sanya, and it should be removed. So, for example, if you take this lat, right? What you see, if you fill it out, what you see la plus anunasika a plus tu. And this is a hal. And it's coming at the end of this pratyaya. Correct? It's ending with ta. According to this rule, this is considered it and it will be removed. And this anunasika ach is it can be removed according to this rule. So what is remaining is a l. That's all. That's why if you see the transformations when we add the lakara in the equations, you will see only la. Okay, let me show you that. Otherwise, it's confusing. Okay. Okay, I don't have a page for this. Okay, see here. See, for example, I will go to a dhatu pata one lakara I will take. Okay, bhu satayam bhavati. Bhavati is lat lakara. See, this is a lat lakara. And if you go to transformations, see, first the lat gets added. See, this is the pure way to represent the lat, the original way. It has anunasika and a ta. And then, see here, next equation, what happens? Anunasika ach went away and du went away, and only la remains. Okay, but he doesn't specify the sutras which cause this, because that is implicit. Every basic grammarian should know there's something called itsanya, because of which they get removed and this comes into this. It's implicit, it's understood. Okay, so you understood, right? So the beginning of the equation, only la starts coming, and he gives other rules which says this la is replaced by tip. Tip taschi, this is what we studied earlier. This is our tinganta pratyaya. Okay. And now again you apply this halantyam rule. What will happen? This is also a hal, pure hal, which is at the end of a pratyaya. So that also gets removed. So what you get finally is only ti. So that's what gets added. Initially, when I told about ting pratyaya, I told there is some rule by which this p goes away and ti gets added. But at that time, I didn't tell because that's too much at that time. So now it's a time for us to little bit go deeper so we can understand the simple rules of Itsanya. Okay. So first simple rule is whenever Anunasika Ach is there in the original utterances, that is considered it, that goes away. And whenever a Shuddha Vyanjanam, Hal, is at the end of the original utterance, that also gets a it label and that also goes away in the equations. Okay. But there is a purpose for that. That requires advanced grammar lessons. We hopefully will study sometime. Now, why, see, if I want to, kind of make it a little bit more complex, see, imagine in this dhatu, right? If suppose Panini didn't put this anunasika ach and he put the pure dhatu, ed, what happens is his own rule will conflict with him. Because dh is a vyanjanam, which is coming at the end. So then, according to this rule, that has to be removed. So all will be remaining is only A. But that is not the pure dhatu. Originally, people study. If you see edate here, it will see what will happen. See here, it should come like edate. So that this part should come in the pratyaya, in the prakriya process. Ed should continue further. You understood, right? So to save, that's why, Panini's instructions are very consistent. He will never violate himself, like how we contradict ourselves, right? He never does that. He's Acharya. So that's the reason he put this. So that way, okay, I have to give some extra label to that guy so that the age remains as it is. At the same time, I need to also help it for pronunciation and I need to convey some other thing. So that's why he did this. But in this case, he doesn't need that. So he just removes them. finally removes, finally la only remains. Okay? So clear? This is the complicated stuff so far. Okay? See, for example, edha vruddau became ed because Anunasikach got removed. And in tit, we saw already, this is a hull which is at the end, it gets removed. Only ti remains, that gets added to pat, then it becomes patati. Okay? Clear so far? So before we go to the other thing, I want you to understand what is itsanya and what is this actually. The continuing further, we will only, in this session, I will only cover the halantyam rule. But if you understand, then we'll move on. Okay, so some people are saying they understand. No. Okay, Brajagopinan Prabhu has question. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Uh, Mataji, in this lumped where we are having this Anunasika and the ta.
Prabhuji, 1 second. There's a lot of background noise is coming.
Oh, okay.
No, maybe, no, your speaker's headset should be able to reduce the background effect, no? It doesn't work like that?
I don't know why it's happening.
Okay, no problem. Okay, go ahead.
Basically, in this lumped thing where we have already Anunasika which can act as a it samgya, then just wanted to know why the ta was
Uh,
also added.
yeah, there will be a rule for that, Prabhuji. Like he will create other sutras where he says when ta is it, you do certain transformation. Okay, so that's called tit. When ta is it, it's called tit. Okay, so he will have other sutras saying when tit happens, do this. So basically, the effect he is achieving is he is governing certain rules, but at the end, so that he will navigate the process, the which equations will come into play based on this. So basically, he will have certain sutra. If t is there as a it, then do this. So that branch he goes like that. That's like advanced lesson we'll study later, hopefully. Okay, clear, right? So we'll move on. So now we'll go to the Shiva Sutrani. Okay, so Shiva is Lord Shiva only, Maheshwara. They also called as Maheshwara Sutrani. Okay, Maheshwara means they are related to Maheshwara. Maheshwara Sutrani. Maheshwarasya Sutrani, Shivasya Sutrani, Shashti Tatpurusha Samasaha. This is called compound word. Okay, and they are spoken by Lord Shiva. And when actually Panini Maharshi, there was a nice story you can look up in Wikipedia or anywhere. So when Panini Maharshi was a child in the school, he was not performing so well. So suddenly he decides that he will go and do tapasya. So he does severe tapasya and he gets blessings from Lord Shiva, where he hears Shiva's Danka Nada 14 times. So each Danka Nada is one of the sutra. So they are 14 sutras altogether. And this actually becomes basis of the Panini Vyakarana. So all this actually main focus for this is it gives short forms. Because of the short forms, rest of the Vyakarana becomes very easy. So this becomes a fundamental aspect for this Vyakarana. Okay. And these are nothing but actually all our alphabet arranged in a different way. That's it. There's nothing more in this. It's just that he has arranged these alphabets or he has heard Shiva uttering this in such a way that later it becomes very easy for him to make Sandhi rules and things like that. Okay. So these are the 14 sutras. So what I'll do is I'll try to read this. And in the last slide, there will be reference where actually you'll find this utterance in the ashtadhyayi.com. Okay, so it will be here, for example, if you go here, if you go to Shiva Sutrani, here you'll find Shiva Sutrani. Oh, yeah, here you go. And you can click this and you play this. You'll be able to hear individually also. Okay, so that way you can practice the actual Pakka pronunciation also here. These are the 14 sutras. So I will try to recite once, okay, or twice. Just you have to, and it's very good if you can memorize these. Because later, whenever short forms are given, everything is in your mind. What the letters does it include in the short form? Like that. Okay? Okay, let's listen. I, un, rulik, a, on, I, ouch, hayavarat, lan, nyamang, nananam, jhabhai, ghadadash, jabagadadash, khapha, chatata, chetatau, kapai, shasar, hal. Okay, I will recite one more time. Then one person can follow after me. Okay, I, un, rilik, a, ong, I, ouch, hayavarat, lan, nyamang, nananam, jhabhai, ghadadash, jabagadadash, khapha, chatata, chetatau, kapai, sar, hal. Okay. So I want one person to repeat after me so others can mute and repeat. Who wants to be that person? Can raise their hand. Should not take so much time.
I can try, Mother.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji. Okay. Others, please mute and repeat. Okay. It is very important. Okay. I, I, un,
I own,
rilik,
reluk,
a, ong,
a on,
I, ouch,
I ouch,
ouch. Like, we say ouch, right? I got hurt. I, ouch.
I ouch,
Hayavarat,
hayavarat,
lan,
lan,
nyamang, nananam.
nyamangananam,
Actually, you're pronouncing very nicely, Prabhuji. Can you tell again?
nyamangananam,
Jhabhai,
jabai,
ghadadash.
gadadas,
Okay, this is ghadadash.
gadadash,
Jabagadash.
jabagadadas,
Dash.
jabagadadas,
Chatata.
kapha,
Tell that, Prabhuji.
chatata,
Chetatau,
chatatau,
kapai,
kapai,
sar,
shasasar,
hal.
hal.
Okay, very nice. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Okay, good. So all of you, please recite on your own and listen to that audio also from the Shiva Sutrani and practice and try to memorize. Okay. And so we'll move on. Priyanka, you have any question here?
Yes, Mataji. One thing I wanted to ask you, I just want to confirm, is this meeting getting recorded? Because I heard a message, recording stopped.
That's initially. Now again I started, Madhuri.
Okay. And what do you mean by delimiters, markers, labels, and indicators? I didn't understand, Mataji.
See, that's what I told no, Mataji. See, this he has a purpose for these. Okay. And that's his purpose. He will tell at certain point you stop here, like that. He's giving some extra information through them. Okay, that's what it like
Okay.
envelope. Envelopes gives the address. So like that he
Okay.
conveys extra information, but he doesn't want to change the original letter, right?
Okay.
So like that.
Okay. So
That's
when
it.
the word is formed, you mean like a sandhi or something? In that we get these indicators.
No, this comes in the original utterance of the Acharya. I told you what is the original utterance. One is Shiva Sutrani. See here. Other one is
Yes.
Dhatu list. We saw Dhatu list. So if you look at
Yes.
this Dhatu list, you will see many of them. Okay, to go here. You see, all of them have Anunasika Ach. Everywhere you apply these rules, you will get it.
Okay.
Okay, the original utterance. And other one is I discussed is the pratyaya suffixes. Okay.
Okay.
So now I am taking that application into here. The main rule we want to focus for this session is halantyam. Halantyam means in the original utterance, the ending hal will become a it. So that's the rule. We need to take it for this session. Okay, Mataji?
Okay. Okay, Mataji.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay. So now we'll take that rule and see what is happening here. Okay, that is your homework one. First is you need to memorize all this. Okay, all this in this exact sequence. Okay, it should not be itastataha. Okay, next, what is the purpose? The purpose is, of course, the basis of Panini Vyakarana as well as to make short forms. They are called pratyaharaha. Okay, pratyaharaha. Okay, pratyaharaha is a singular, ekavachanam. This is akaranta shabda, so bahuvachanam is pratyaharaha. So what are they? They are short forms. Like in English, we have etc. We say etc. Instead of that, we write etc. And for example, we put ex. And for please, we put pls. Right? People know already what is pls means please. And they decode. Oh, this means that's what they're trying to tell. So similarly, once we understand what are the short forms and what are the letters included in the short forms, later Panini uses the short forms to make a sutra very concise. See, for example, instead of all, if he wants to tell a sutra which applies for all the Vyanjanam, instead of listing all the Vyanjanam, he just tell hal. He will just say hal. Got it, right? So that means we need to understand what are the letters in that hal. All the letters will follow that rule. Right? So that is his technique. Okay, see, for example, ach, he said. Whenever he wants to see, just now we saw anunasika, anunasika ach it, we saw, right? So here only is telling all the swaras, whenever they are uttered with anunasika, then you consider them as it. So we saw example of akara, but later you can actually do research. In Dhatu Pata, you will see sometimes rukara will be it. He doesn't always use akara. So why is differentiating? Because then he will put certain other rules. When rukara is it, you do this, do this, do this. When akara is it, do this, do this, do this. He branches his code basically. Okay. And in this ach, all the swara, see for example, if you take from a to cha, okay, that is the rule. We need to understand how the short forms have to be evaluated. What you have to do is, okay, I will tell this and then it's also going to be written in writing. Okay. Whenever there is a short form is given, you first start with the first letter, wherever it happens here. Okay. For example, ach. A is the first letter. So it's coming here. Start with that and keep taking all the letters which are not the it varnas until you find this last letter, which is the it. Okay. That is the program. So you start with the first letter, pick all the letters, everything until you encounter this letter, which should be an it. Got it? And we already know the its are only the last letters, right? Halantyam. So these are all it. So until you meet a yellow marker, Mataji was telling what is a marker. He is basically putting markers here now. Until you meet this yellow marker, which is exactly same as this letter, you count all the letters, that becomes a part of the short form. So, for example, if you see ach, what do you get? A, I, U, R, A, O, I, O, which is nothing but all the swaras. And he says all variations are included in this. So that means a, I, U, and the dirgha, pruta, anunasika, niranunasika, all the variations are included. Got it? That is one thing. So similarly, if you tell hal, Vyanjanani. So now how do you evaluate this? Start from the sutra, wherever ha comes first. Okay. Start from there and keep counting all the letters until you reach this la, which should be an it. See, for example, you come here, see, Hayavarat is there. There is a la here, but that is not a it because it's not at the ending of the word. Correct? So you should not stop here. Go further until you find la, which is an it, which is here. So if you count all these letters, these are nothing but all the Vyanjanani. See, ha, shashasa is there, ha is there. That's exercise for you to do, whether all Vyanjanani is covered or no. Got it, right? This is our, algorithm. Okay. Whenever a short form is given, start with the first letter in this sutras and go until you get a itvarna, which is the last letter, and exclude all the itvarnas in between and pick all the letters. And another important thing is, from ha onwards, the akara is there here, but that is only for pronunciation. So whenever hal is mentioned, you should not take h and a, y and a. You understand? Akara is not included in this. That's only for pronunciation. It can be removed. He could have put akara with a anunasika ach here, but then it violates this rule because we find that as it and we'll stop it at ha only. You understand the complexity? So that's why he told from ha to la that akara is only for pronunciation, and so that means you should only count Shuddha Vyanjanani here. Okay, but whereas all the swaras are coming in this variation with all the variations. Okay, so these are the two highlighted things. Remember this carefully. Ach means all variations of all the swaras, and hal means akara is only for ucharanarthaha, and it includes all the vyanjanani. Okay, Prabhuji, one second. Then what is the rule? Rule is, this is same I've written in a text form. A beginning letter, when combined with an ending ith letter, that means it's a short form. A beginning letter, when it's combined with the ending ith letter, indicates itself and all the letters in between, excluding the iths. You understand? So hal is equal to h plus u plus v plus r plus l. So you should include the beginning letter, that beginning letter also. And until you get to this last ending ith letter. So you can think of it as like an equation. So this is your short form is equal to, this is the answer. Got it right? So hal is equal to hu plus u plus va plus everything like that. Clear? Everybody understands? Okay, Shashi Prabhu has a question. Prabhuji, you can ask.
Yeah, Mataji, I have a short question here. So what was the need for the 14th sutra? Because you could have just said her. That would include all the consonants. Like her would include
There are many.
from 5 through 13th. So why there's a special one for 14th? You did not need to have a 14th, right?
This sutra?
Because her, if you say her, that would include everything 5 to 13th.
Very intelligent question.
Right?
Did anybody? Yes, Prabhuji. Did everybody understand his question? You understood, Prabhuji? No.
Sorry, Mataji,
What
I'm not
Prabhuji?
clear.
Yes,
So
Mataji.
what is?
Ha has to be removed then la.
So Prabhuji, can you paraphrase his question, Paurish Prabhuji?
Mataji, it is said that ha to la. So la is removed, then why that 14th one exists? When ha is already there in the 5th serial number.
Got it right. See, he wants to collect all the Vyanjanani. But ha is already coming here. We already collected that. So why again we can actually make it from ha to r, her. Her could be good enough.
Right.
So why this sutra is there in the first place? Is it a waste of work and what is the purpose? Okay, so that's the question Prabhuji is asking. Why there are two types? So one thing is, he wants the ha to be included whenever he uses a short form called at. Okay, he wants the at short form to include her, year, were. Actually, that application we are going to see right in today's session. Just hold on with that thought. Okay, and similarly for hal also, and when he considers all the Vyanjanani also, he wants that ha to be included. And the answer which I'm going to give is very technical, but if somebody gets it. Otherwise, no need, don't worry about it. There is actually a interdependency in these equations. See, first of all, one sutra is telling, whenever in the original sutra there is the ending hal, you consider this as it. Correct? Now, how do we know what is the hal? He is already using a short form. Then to know the hal, he is saying this is a sutra. You start from ha, you exclude and go to the ending letter, which is a it. You understood? There is a mutual dependence of the equation. So because of that, he introduced this extra rule where it says the Halantyam rule is interpreted as, in the sutra called Hal, the ending letter is the it. The Halantyam sutra can be interpreted in two ways. It's saying in the sutra called Hal, Hali, Antyam Ach, Antyam Hal, Antyam Varna, Antya Varna, it. So in this sutra called Hal, take the last letter as it. Now their interdependency is broken because this is it. Now whenever Hal is pronounced, you start from Hal, go until the it. Then you count all the letters. That's why I told this is very technical. If you don't understand, don't worry. There is a purpose why this rule, this sutra is there. So that he doesn't violate himself, and this can be completely programmatically programmed without any kind of deadlock within his sutras. If needed, you can later listen to this recording and try to understand that deeper. Okay, so there is some problem. Okay, and there's a purpose. Okay, all we need to know is we need to know how to expand a short form. That's what we need to know, and that is this rule. What is this? You start with the first letter and go until the last letter, which is it, is encountered, and count all the letters. Okay, that's it. So, and one more thing, if somebody didn't notice, there are two nas here. So if somebody says in as a short form or pratyahara, should we stop here or should we go all the way here? Okay. So who can answer this? I think it's difficult to answer, but I will tell you. See, the purpose of pratyahara or short forms is so that he can make a subset of a larger number of letters. So that means effectively the short form should be smaller than the letters it's trying to indicate. So if he says in, and if he takes this as a marker, it only indicates E and U. So the in has two letters and E and U has two letters. So there is no much gain in that. So when he says in, we should go longer. Okay, actually he's using the short form in, but he wants to indicate a longer set. So that means you have to go till here. Actually, in the whole grammar, only for in, this kind of longer route is taken. But otherwise, see, this, I don't know there is any pratyahara which is being used. Un ends only here. Un means you have to come only here. In only you have to come here. That's why I put it as a marker. Just remember, whenever in is encountered, which actually we are going to encounter in today's session, we have to go all the way till here. Okay? Which includes all the swaras minus the akara. See, what is he accomplishing? In, he is coming from ach until ach. So you can consider that as a small Sanskrit equation, like a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab, correct? So in is nothing but ich plus hut, ich plus hut plus lan, correct? So what is ich? Ich is nothing but all the swaras minus akara. Correct? Yes. Hut. If you know this sutra, you know what is hut. Hayavarat. That's all. Lan. If you know this sutra, you know what is that. La. So what he wants a subset for all the swaras except akara and hayavara and la. Okay? So that's why he is saying in. Okay, we'll see this application today. Okay, so let's see. Shiva Sutrani, I'm going to give you homework in this slide. So before that also, there is another short form Panini used earlier, pu and pu. Who knows what does pu and pu indicate?
It's ka varga and pa varga, Mataji, the whole varga of ka.
Yes, very good. And where did we encounter this, Prabhuji?
Mataji, when we were reading the Vyanjananis, you explained how you can represent each row.
Correct. That's one instant. There is another instant where we use this.
I don't recollect immediately, Mataji.
Okay, so this is akuha visarjaniyanam kantaha. Aku.
Yes, the pronunciation.
Then Upu Padmaniyanam Oshtau. So that's where first time I told you this is called a short form for the Vargas. Okay. So just remember this again. So ku and pu and like that you get chu and utu and everything. That's a short form for the Vargas. Okay. Vargiya Varjanani. And now we already discussed Latvam earlier. The most complicated part of the Latvam was the middle set of letters. Correct? How will we remember what are the middle set of letters? Especially if you discuss many such rules, there will be many such middle letters. First, you need to know what is the rule, what are the appropriate middle letters for that rule. Okay. So now we will see how this short form will help us. So I'll bring up this Natvam equation, right? What is Natvam happens? Natvam is nothing but changing the Nasika na, what is this? Tavargiya na into Tavargiya Nakara, correct? And it doesn't happen when it's the last letter, that's different. But the nimitta or the cause for this is, it should be R and R or Sh, okay? This should happen before the word, right? And then this is our middle letters. Now the exercise for us is to try to make this as a short form. So for us, it's easy to remember. So let's do that experiment and see who can come up with the shortest form for this. What is the possible short form for this?
We can combine the ha, ya, va into hut.
So what would be for the first one? We can make one short form. All the swaras plus ha and ya and va. Oh, okay. I think ra is also. Ra is not. Okay, that's a catch. Okay. Tell me, Prabhuji, what would be your short form?
Yeah, I thought it is hut, but I don't know.
Har.
It should be not hut. It should not be hut. It should be what? You need to include swaras also, no? So where do you begin? See, for all of them, you can group in one. No, it's very easy. No, swaras is nothing but ach. Ach is swara, and this is coming ha ya va. So you start from here. So you can go until ha ya va. So a till va you have to come. But there is no itvarna here, so we cannot make technically a label, short form. So you have to go until your short form should have an ending letter, which is the it. Correct? There is no it here. So you have to go all the way here. So the max or the shortest short form you can have is at. Correct? Then what is the
Correct.
problem with that? What's the problem with that short form? With
Ye is not.
E is there, no. When at is there, E is there already. What's the problem?
Ra is coming
Ra
actually.
is
Ah,
extra.
yes. So in this middle list, Ra is not given, but we are already including Ra in that. But is there a problem with that?
No, because the cause already has ra.
Ah, correct. Because in our equation, we'll go back until we get a R. So again, you think about it later, you'll understand that this will not break his issue. Because Ra itself is becoming a nimitta. So even if he includes Ra in this, even though he's saying middle varna, because we go backwards and stop at Ra, so we'll not have a problem. You think about it more. You need to think about this, okay? You'll get it. So you see how his smartness is, okay? So for first line, the short form we could come is at. Everybody's happy? Okay. Next, for kavarga and pavarga, what short forms we can use?
Poo.
Ku and pu. Okay, that's good. And anuswara, leave it as it is. That's a max we can come. So this is our short form. At kupu anuswara. Okay, actually this is exactly how Panini lists this sutra. I don't want to show that now. If the question answers, if you have time, somebody can tell me. I will show you the original sutra given by Panini. So if you can remember this, in Telugu, atkulu we say. I don't know who is in Telugu here. Atkulu is nothing but a chipped rice you eat. So after it, you easily remember. Atkupu and Anuswara. That's it. All this list, and if you know Shiva Sutra and you memorize one time, you know exactly what's the list. So simple, right? That's how he makes complicated sutras. Okay, good. That's one application we saw already. Now, Next one is, this is your homework. These are all most common pratyaharas we are going to use later in sandhis. So you try to now use this rule of how to make expand the pratyahara and come up with the list of all the letters which are included in these. Okay, all these. These are all short forms. Such means you know all the swaras. You list them separately like that. E, U, like that. Okay, and make short forms for these. Now you already would have forgotten what is Antastha, what is Ushmanaha. Go back to your session where we discussed the Vyanjanani, which is Aksharani 2. Okay, go back there and find out. I gave short forms for these, what the letters are included. Find that once. And now try to make short forms for them. Okay? Simple exercise? Okay. Now let's move on. Everybody's okay with this? Any clarification questions? I know, right? This will become technical. So that's what is happening here. So
Mataji,
only people who love, 1 second, Prabhuji. People who love math would love this, actually. It's so very technical and very logical, actually. Okay, Prabhuji. Amurli Prabhuji can ask.
Yeah, just to ensure that my understanding is correct, if I take an example of ik here in the third one, if I try to expand that, it is going to include e, un, r, l, ka.
No, this na should not be included. It should not be there, no?
It should not be included.
Itvarna
Okay.
should not be included. So e, u, r, l. That's all.
L. Okay.
Okay. So looks like everybody understood, or maybe they didn't understand anything. Anyway, so let's move on. Okay, so we'll go to our Shattvams. Now we'll see another application for this Shiva Sutrani. Then let's go back to Natvam. As Natvam is within a pada, similarly the context of Shatvam is also within a pada. That means whenever we are looking at any word within the Subanta table, or like the Vibhakti table, Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha, or if you are looking at any word in the Tinganta table, if at all there is a Sakara which is getting changed into Shakara, that's the rule we need to, that's where we are focusing now. Many people asked, right? I think last time, is there a shortcut for this? So that's what. Examples. For example, when we apply Subanta Pratyaya, Prakriya, for the Pratipadikam, we add this sup. Sup is nothing but Saptami Bahuvachana suffix. When we add this, somewhere it becomes a shu, somewhere it becomes su. For example, Rame shu will be for Rama Shabda, for Rama su will be for Rama Shabda. Okay? But the same su is being added. Remember, this su is a itvarna. You remove this. Then the su is actually getting added, but there are some transformation going on by which for some base forms, it gets a shu, for some it gets a su. If the rule is very simple, if somebody learns that, then you don't need to memorize for which table what it is and get confused. You can apply these rules dynamically and solve it. Okay, Rameshu and Ramasu. Another application is when dhatu is in lut lakara, when we add lut lakara, syati is supposed to be added. But in some cases, that syati becomes shyati. Okay, patishyati. But in some cases, it remains syati only. So if there is a simple rule for these, actually there is one rule for all of this together, then that becomes very optimal for us to understand and apply later on. So you don't have to memorize things. So that is the Shatvam rule. Shatvam means we are getting shanis. Like Manushyatvam means humanness, humanity, like that. So we are getting the property of shanis for that particular varna. That's called Shatvam. So what is the rule? This also follows the same pattern of Natvam. So there are some causes or triggering points or words or letters actually. There are intervening varnas or madhyagaha varnaha, and there is sthani or the candidate which we are supposed to change. Okay, so our candidate is savarna. Okay, because we saw originally they are all savarna. Okay, sakara, and the goal is to convert into sha if it's possible. Okay, so the rule is sa. When does the sakara becomes shakara? And the first, similar to Natvam, When the sakara is at the end of the pada, this rule doesn't go further. Okay, so that is the first check to check. If the sakara is it's at the end of the pada. If it's not at the end of the pada, then check whether the nimitta is right before it. It's coming right before it, preceding. What is a nimitta? In. See, he uses the pratyahara in and ku. Now we know what is in and ku. What is in? You go to take all the swaras except the akara and go to hat and lan. You see, that's why I showed you that one, in. Okay, it's right, immediately we are applying now. We don't want to take the short one, ayun. We have to take the long one. Okay, so and then this is our precondition or kavarga, any varna of kavarga. If any of this occur right before the sakara, then shatvam happens. Or else, if suppose between this cause and this sakara, max one letter could be there, and if that letter is within this list, then also shatvam happens. Okay, so first is see whether sa is at the end of the pada. If it's there, then okay, we cannot do anything. If it's not there, check immediate before letter. If it's one of the causes, then we are done. We can make a shatvam. If it's not there, then that means we are now in this list. If that preceding letter is in this list, then we can go further and look at whether this cause happens just before the intervening letter. Only one letter, because there's only one could be possibility there. You don't need to go endlessly. For natvam, we can go further as much because this list can have many letters. Understand? Okay, so this is the rule. First is sa is not at the end of the pada, correct? Then I just look at the immediate letter, the sa. If it is in or ku, we know what is in and ku, right? This is in and ku is kavarga. Then good, we are done. We can do shatvam. Otherwise, if suppose before the sa is one of this anuswara, okay. If if the letter before the sa is anuswara or visarga or shar is also again a pratyahara, shar, sar, one of this, then there is a possibility because we have a candidate within the intermediate list, because this is a triggering thing. If this is not there, even if whatever happens here, no. So just because this is there doesn't mean anything. We have to go one step further again, and whether in and ku immediately precedes that intermediate varna. Okay, so this is still again second time I'm repeating, but I will show you the flow chart, then it will be easy for you. Okay, I think maybe 50% you understood now. Okay, so now let's go and show the flow chart. These are the ways you're going to do it. First, check whether sa is present in the pada. If sa is not even there, there's no point. No, we are converting sa only. If sa is not in the pada, there's no use. But sa should be there in the pada. Okay, that's first step. Then, is sa padanta? The last letter in the pada. If it's yes, then no shatvam happens. You exit here. Okay? No, sa is not in the pada, end of the pada. Then, does in or ku occur immediately before sa? Again, what is in and ku? If they occur immediately before the sa. Okay? And in means all the swara variations are accepted again. E is there also, it's okay, no problem. Okay? Immediately is preceding. Yes, then okay, shatvam happens. Shatvam happens, done. We are done with our flow. No. That means there is one more letter there. Does the letter immediately before sa belong to the intermediate varnas? Acceptable varnas, which are anuswara, visarga, and shar. Yes, then you can go further. If it's no, if I get right, that is not in this list, then I cannot go further because I violated right here. Then no shatvam happens. Exit out. If yes, the intermediate varna is actually within this list, then go one step again further. Does the letter before that intermediate varna belong to in or ku? Because this is the nimitta, this is the cause. Unless this is there, we cannot do that shatvam only in the first place. Yes, then Shatvam happens. Good. We are all good. No, then no Shatvam happens. Okay. So if you have to, this is the same thing which is written here. Everybody is clear now? We explained this whole thing in 3-4 times now. 3-4 different ways. If you, the way I can understand, you understand this when I give you exercises, which is coming in the next slide. Here only. Okay. So I want 4 volunteers because I have 4 equations, who will work through this flow and solve the problems. So they can understand themselves, that they are understanding, and they can show to others. Can you do this one, Prabhuji? Nare plus Su?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, the first one, the last is not halant, so that's a no.
Prabhu, can you tell nicely, like for example, Sakara, like step by step, Sakara is present. You go like this, step by step, you do.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. So the first check the ending of the word, the sakara is there, but it's not halant. So
we don't.
That's why.
We should tell it's not in the padanta. It's not at the ending of the pada.
Yeah, the halant is not at the. It's not in the padanta, so that's a no. And we are going to the next step. The second one we are verifying. In or kuvarga, immediately before the padanta, the sa word, sa letter, we are checking the any letter which is in the in. So the re, ra plus a is there, so that is falls under the in. So that's a e, u, ru, lu, e, o, I, o. So the a is there. So that's definitely is a S. So that's where that becomes nareshu.
Correct.
The
Okay.
second step itself, we will meet that. So we will it will become S. So that the padanta will be
correct.
The pada nare plus su becomes nareshu.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Prabhuji. Everybody's clear? Okay. Now 2 more people wants to solve. Okay. So Lata Mataji, you solve this one. Achala plus Su.
So Sa is present at halant Sakara is present in a pada. No. So we are.
What? Sakara is not present in the pada.
It is sorry. It is present in the pada. Yeah. Present. Sakara is present in the pada. Is right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then I should move on to next step is the I lost here is Sakara. I should move on to the next column here, no? Like
just come below. Is the side then the
below,
ending of the word.
It's last letter of the pada. So Sa is not the pada here is Achala, am I right?
No, both basically here we are forming a pada. So you can selectively take everything as a pada, and in Su, it's not ending in Sakara, no. Su is what? Okay.
Sa plus U.
So that's why. Su is what? Su is Sa
plus U.
Su plus U. So this so this word is not ending with Sakara. So you can go further.
So I should move on to the next one. It does in and crew occur immediately before the Sa. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. Immediately, so it's Sa plus U. That is yes. Yeah.
How it says what is coming just before the Sa? What is coming just before? What is it?
Achala.
Is coming.
We need to look at this word. Is coming. Yes.
Is I in this list of in and ku?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it? Yeah.
Here. What is in here? Can you see here, Mataji?
So is not in the list. Is not in the list. Is not in the list.
So then what happened here?
So then I should move on to the next column. Does the letter immediately before Sakara belongs to Anuswara, Visarga, and then short Sa. So in that case, I need to look into, does the letter immediately before sa? This
So
is what
what
I'm
was the
getting
letter
confused.
immediately what was the letter immediately before sa? Ah, correct?
Ah,
Is ah in
ah.
this list? Is ah in this list?
No. No.
No. So you're going to come here.
No. And then if it's no, then I move to the right side column, and no sattva
Shatva.
changes. No,
Okay.
no sattvam
That's all.
changes.
So it becomes like
All
this.
right. So
Okay?
okay, thank you. Yeah, I didn't understand. I want to do it so that if I do it, I can understand. Now I understood. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Two more. Okay. Vanishri Mataji and Natkat Prabhu are waiting. Vanishri Mataji, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, before that, just one small query prior to the last previous example, achala su. While I understood at the outset, la is made of two letters, l plus a, right? And
Correct.
l is present in ind.
Correct.
But we're not considering the l, is it? We need to consider the entire letter la, is it?
No, we are considering both separately, but
But
we are
l is
following,
part of,
one second, but we are doing step by step. Okay. See, lu is lu plus a, correct? And then we are getting a sa. So
yes.
let's follow step by step. So sa is here. Then we have to see what's the letter before the preceding sa. It's
Okay.
not in and ku. So I came here. Then I have only option is whether it's in this list. Okay, it's not in this list. So that's it. I cannot go further. Even if this is valid, I am getting a varna which is not in the list.
Wow.
So why to go further and go more work? When I know I'm going to fail, this is optimization. I can solve here. No, I can break out here.
Got it, Mataji. Got it. Excellent. Okay. This example gave me clarity because I was wondering, l is there, how come? So we need to just look at the immediately preceding letter. That's it. And check that letter in either of this column 1 and column 2.
No. If it's a immediate preceding letter, first we should check this one. If it's ready, go further. Otherwise, we are only going to catch that as an intermediate letter. So we should check that within this list only.
Okay.
Got it?
I think there are only two steps. The preceding letter, if not, the letter immediately before the preceding letter. Only two steps are there.
No, but the preceding letter also. Even if la is bona fide, it's proper in ku, but if this is not valid, you're not going to go ahead. So you cannot cut the rule. You understood? See, in the case of achala su, this la is in only. Correct? See, this correct. But this a is not in the middle varnas. Acceptable varnas. What is the acceptable varna? Anuswara, visarga, sha, sa. But I is not in that. So even if this is correct, this is not correct. So I cannot apply the rule.
Yeah.
Understand?
Got it. Yeah.
So you cannot shortcut. This is a maximum optimized solution. So if you break anything, you are going to misapply the rule. Okay? So we have to apply this like this only.
Got it.
Okay.
Excellent. With examples, I was able to kind of got it. Clarity, Mataji, honestly. Otherwise, it was really challenging for me to understand. I'm sorry. I have little intelligence there. That's all.
No, that's how it is. First, we need to understand the concept.
Right.
Hear it. Even if you don't understand, you have to hear it. When you see the example, then you will be able to recollect what you heard it and understand it further.
Yes. Now, sa is in between. Anyways, I need to work backwards from the letter sa. And the previous letter before sa is T. T is a combination of T plus E. And E anyways is part of in. So it becomes Patishyami.
Very good. That's all. That's it. We got from here to here. Okay, perfect. So now one more example is there, who I think Natkat Prabhu wants to do, right? I think that's last time. Yeah. Now he got so pakka with the logic, he felt there is no, use.
Right.
Actually, I learned.
Yeah, Mataji. So the Shuddha Sa is present in the Pada. Yes. So is Sa Padante? No. So we move on to the next rule. Does in ku occur immediately before Sa? So before Sa, we have Shuddha Ma. So Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha, and no, Ma does not exist. So no Shatvam.
But if it's not, so basically it's not here, correct? Then what's the next step you have to do? If it's not in this list, you have to
Okay,
go
okay,
for
yeah. Yeah, then next further. So Anuswara, Visarga, Sha, 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 and Sa, Shara. Does the letter belong to Anuswara? No. Visarga? No. And no, this does not belong to this. So no Shatvam.
correct. Yes.
Yeah.
So without that, we are prematurely exiting because it could be possible that we may go further. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
And here there is another, one second. Here there is another rule. This nam becomes anuswara later due to another rule. That's how it becomes on top. Okay. That's, remember our hull rule, the anuswara sandhi rule. Kind of like that, but it's a different rule. Because of that, it becomes anuswara. But otherwise, the sa remains same. Our logic for shatvam is intact. Okay. What happens later is a further action. Okay.
The rule for half ma, Mataji, is that if it is the letter before the second word is consonant, it changes into anuswara. Is
Correct.
that the rule apply here? Thank you.
That's the rule. No, no. That's what is happening is anuswara sandhi. Okay, but that rule what we discussed was end of the pada. But these are within pada, no? So that exact rule doesn't happen. Panini defines another rule for that. So in a way, you understand, right? That was between, that was sandhi rule. Like for example, Ramam bhajami. Ramam is one word. Bhajami is one word. Then ma goes up as anuswara. But this are now we are within the pada. So that rule is only for between the padas. So that's exact rule doesn't apply. There is another rule, but by which anuswara sandhi happens, but we don't need to worry about it because we are not we are not going to learn in this course about how the words are formed. Only when it's easy like this, which the rule will help you with many situations, and the rule is easy, I will share with you. Otherwise, we just have to memorize. For nam dhatu, future tense is namsyati. You have to memorize. Okay? All I taught is it's not at least namshyati. That mistake you will not make. Okay? Okay. Okay, so now let me clear this drawing. Clear all my drawings. Okay, good. So Shatvam within a pada, these are your exercises. Yes, everybody asks they want more exercises. Okay, welcome to the homework. Okay, so you can solve all this homework on your own nicely using all these materials and internalize the logic and come up with the answers. But make sure you follow the logic step by step. Don't directly jump to the answer. Step by step you do and compare with the answers which will be provided in the material, right? The material which I share on the website. That's where the answers will be at the end of the PowerPoint material slides. Okay. So you can compare that and double check. And if suppose there is a discrepancy in the answers I gave versus the logic, then we can discuss in the next session. Okay. Let's continue. Shabda Pataha. What is one Shabda we have to study today? So we are in the Sarvanama Shabdaha, right? This is a thing we have to cover for module 1. We already covered Kim, Yad and Tad, and with exercises, everybody is getting into seeing them in practice. So I think you're getting used to the forms, everything. Today we are going to cover Asmat Shabdaha. Asmat means I. Okay, Asmat Shabdaha. And this is Dakaranta Shabdaha, I, Trilingaha. The same form for all the three lingas. That means if I'm female and if I have to use I have to tell aham. If it's a male, we have to use I, they will say aham. If suppose a book will talk and it has to tell I, it will say aham only. Okay. So like this, even though that means for all the lingas it's the same, the table itself is a little bit complex because it has variations. Okay, so that's where we need to be a little bit pakka in our vibhakti knowledge. So when may comes based on the context, you need to know whether it's a chaturthi or sheshti. Okay, this is where, that's why specifically the exercises I've given, especially to trigger this knowledge from you. So do your exercises diligently on your own without looking up any help. and try to come up with the right vibhakti properly and double check with the answers. Okay. I didn't use much of Dvivachana because that's not used often, but at least these variations I've given. Okay. Of course, somebody else was helping me with this. I'm grateful for them. Okay. Okay. So, Atmat Shabdaha, I will try to read once and maybe somebody can also do if they want. Okay, this is Dakaranta. Dakarantah Trilingah Asmat Shabdaha Aham Avam Vayam Iti Prathama Mamma Avam Nau Asmannaha Iti Dvitiya Maya Avabhyam Asmabhihi Iti Tritiya Mahyam Me Avabhyam Nau Asmabhyam Naha Iti Chaturthi Mat Avabhyam Asmat Iti Panchami मम मे आवयोः नौ अस्माकं नः इति षष्ठी मयि आवयोः अस्मासु iti saptami. Okay, so anybody wants to one person who wants to read once we can do, otherwise if you're okay we can move on. One person wants to read this. Okay, Mangala Bhakti Mataji, yeah, read this Mataji. You can read on your own or you want to follow somebody Mataji.
I will try, Mataji. If not, you can please correct me, Mataji.
Okay, sure.
Aham avam vayam iti pradhama mam ma avam nau asmanaha iti dvitiya maya avabhyam asmabhihi iti tritiya mahyam me avabhyam nau asmabhyam naha iti chaturthi.
Asmabhyam.
Asmabhyam. Mahyam me avabhyam nau asmabhyam naha iti chaturthi. Mat avabhyam asmat iti panchami. Mama me avayoh nau asmakam naha iti shashti. Mayi avayoh asmasu iti saptami.
Yes, very good. Just that here you did half visarga. Here you did good. Avayoh. Nice. Avayoh.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. Okay. So now, one more thing I want you all to take a note. This is a very commonly used dhatu, which means ease. Like for example, there is a book on the table. Ease, right? That ease word is there. So what do we tell ease in Sanskritam? That's where this dhatu is used. Okay. And generally when dhatu is not there in a sentence, it means implicitly this dhatu is used. They are talking about existence. Okay. And this dhatu, you can now, because we already covered lat and rit lakara, go to dhatu pata, or here it is right now. And you can try to memorize this also, because this variation, it's little looks different from patati. So you try to memorize this. So you can tell balakaha santi, like that. You know, boys exist in the school. Shalayam balakaha santi, in the school, boys are there, like that. Like aham asmi, see, I am there. Aham shikshika asmi, I am a teacher. Aham chatra asmi, I am a student. Am will come here, like this. We are all students. Vayam chatraha smaha. So like the same, we know already. This is for third person, first row. Second row is for you. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right? Bhaktosi. Sakacheti. Bhaktosi me sakacheti. You are my bhaktaha asi. You are my devotee. Krishna is saying. Because he's directly addressing Arjuna. So like that, other things also you'll encounter. So that way it becomes easy for you. Okay, and the future tense is exactly same as bhudatu. There is no confusion. Same bhavishyati we already studied. So there is nothing. This is exactly same. So all you have to do is just this one. Make sure you memorize this. So somebody can read this. Saraswati Mataji, read this once.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Asti staha santi. Asi staha sta. Asmi swaha smaha.
That's all. Very simple. Okay. This is another homework for you to memorize this. Okay. Now coming to our practice exercises, because we studied Dasma Shabdaha. So there are a lot of exercises for you to first memorize the table nicely and then come to your exercises. And so this is our homework file, and this is our screenshot. Now the biggest question in the world, the life is, where is this document? Okay, so the document, I put now a name here called link. Okay, link to the homework exercises is right here. So you can click here, you will get it. Okay, or it's in the Google shared folder. This as a document called homework exercises doc or whatever. And then the other question is, where are the answers for this? So answers are in the same document right below. Okay, it's in a bookmark. So first you take the exercises, solve them all. And what do you have to do with this? At the beginning of the document, it's given. You have to identify the Shabda and Dhatu properties. If you have not been doing this, then please look at the initial thing, or look at the video where we talk about it. I don't know which video is that. And then you solve them. And then these exercises are very important. Don't miss out these exercises. Spend enough time to come up with the answers, and you will see how you can internalize the things. I can ask Braja Gopinath Prabhu to share his thoughts while doing these exercises, how he's improved his Sanskrit skills and how it's helping him. Prabhuji can share a little bit.
Mataji, I also was facing this doubt, like what is the subject, what is object, becoming very difficult, and some cases of vibhakti. But by solving this, at least I'm getting an idea, like even, for example, tatya tani, then if tani is coming, whether it is a subject tani or it's a object tani, I mean, prathama vibhakti or dvitiya vibhakti. So that all now making sense actually, when which vibhakti should be.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for diligently doing all your homeworks. He's the most sincere student in our class so far. Okay. Okay, now let's go to the compilation of all the homework together. So first, we review the it sanya. Okay. There are only two rules we studied. Anunasika ach will become it, as well as ending hal of any original sutra becomes it. That's it. Memorize Shiva Sutrani also, and there is a homework associated with it to come up with the new short forms as well as expand the forms. So you apply your logic of how to expand. And that's what is this homework related to this pratyaharas. And of course, you have to memorize the sutras. And Shatvam, we saw the application of Shiva Sutrani and also short forms in Shatvam rule application. So what is the nimitta for Shatvam? Who remembers now?
In ku, Mataji.
Very good. See, so easy. In ku. Yeah. Okay. So memorize Asmat table and then practice the sentences on your own. Also, you can make sentences. See, am chatra asmi, like that. Other than the homework I've given, or if you want more advanced, screenshot that, give it to AI tool, ask him to give more questions based on this, like that. And if you want the specific recitation, it's there in this playlist. And Asdhatu forms also, memorize them. And then this exercise we already given, homework 5. So there are 5 homeworks for this session. Okay. So what we have learned is Itsanya we learned, then because that becomes the basis for Shiva Sutrani. Unless we know what is the it, then we don't know where to stop, right? So that's the thing. And Pratyahara, application of Natvam and Shatvam. Okay, what is the middle list for Natvam? What is the short form for that? Who remembers that?
At, Mataji.
At kupu.
At kupu. At kupu. Okay, and Anuswara. Okay, that's it. And application in Lit Lakara also, and both of them we saw Shatvam happen. So now we know the rule for it. I think Preeti Mataji was also asking this when her daughter was studying this table. She was asking, Mataji, when should I know when to put Sha, when to put Sa? I think now you got the answer, Mataji, Preeti Mataji. Okay.
Yes,
Then
Mataji, thank
Shabda
you.
Pataha. Okay, we studied Asmat Shabdaha, Dhatu Pataha, Asdhatu, and extra exercises. Okay, now we can discuss the extra exercises from the discussion group. If anybody solved, I can see their presentation. First, people who solved all the 3 shlokas, raise their hands. All the 3 shlokas. There are 2 Tulsi Marani prayers and one, the one about Yal Lingam Yad Vachanam. So looks like only one person solved all the 3 shlokas. Okay. Let's see. Who solved? Shashi Prabhu, you solved all the 3?
I solved, but I did not make any notes. I solved in mind. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. Okay.
But
Okay,
I
then
understood.
otherwise, Oh, you understood. Okay. Is there anybody who solved only one, at least one? You can raise your hand. Prabhu, keep your hand raised, Brajagopinath Prabhu, because I'll give you a chance to work with the homework. Okay, so Saraswati Mataji solved only one. So that means other people didn't even attempt. Okay, so I have only 2 candidates. Okay. Okay, Srijita also solved. Okay, good. So I have 3 candidates. So we can tackle 3 shlokas. Okay. So I think Srijita Mataji will not be able to share. So Srijita, you solved the Yallingam, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, so first we'll take that one. I have a notes for this. Okay, here we go. Okay. So now, first I will show that so everybody knows what we are talking about. Otherwise, it's Greek and Latin. Okay. So this is the shloka, right? This is the shloka we discussed about. This is the rule of Visheshanani, correct? Of that, the Visheshanam follows the Linga, Vachana, and Vibhakti of the Visheshya, correct? And this is the one without the Sandhi transformation, simple one here. This is what is happening. Yat lingam, yat vachanam, yacha vibhakti visheshyasya, tat lingam, tad vachanam, sacha vibhakti visheshanasya. Okay. Now, Srijita Mataji, you from your screenshots or something, you'll start telling. See, this is the task I gave. Identify properties of all the words, identify noun adjective relationships and everything. So let's see how Srijita Mataji presents her work. She's attending from the phone, so she cannot share, but she can talk on top of this.
Okay, the first word was yat. That is the pratipadikam. I mean, these are the sarvanam tables. So the word here is the mula shabda is yad. So here it's Mataji, yat was there. Yeah, yat was there in the prathama vibhakti also and in the dvitiya vibhakti also. Here I mentioned dvitiya vibhakti. So okay, and ek vachanam.
One second. So let's clarify. Wait, Srijita. Wait.
Yes.
Sorry, maybe my voice is delayed because of internet issue. Okay. So now she has a confusion. She knows it's a yad shabdaha, dakaranta shabdaha. And what are the first 2 lines of dakaranta yad shabda in Napunsaka Linga lines? What are the 2 lines? Who can tell that? Who memorized Napunsaka Linga of yad table? Okay, Prabhuji, Brajagopinda Prabhu, you tell.
Yat ye yani.
2 lines. To tell the 2 lines.
Yat ye yani, yat ye yani.
Okay. So yat is coming in both Prathama Vibhakti and Dvitiya Vibhakti. So she is telling, I don't know which Vibhakti it is. That's her question, correct? Okay, who knows the answer for this? Rajagopinath Prabhu and Saraswati Mataji, what answer did you find out? Were you also confused?
No, Mataji, Prathama, I actually marked it because this is the main subject which is talking. And I double verified it with the ya because for the Vibhakti we used ya, which is only Prathama. So definitely for the Lingam and Vachanam also, this yat is Prathama. Well, it's a shortcut I did.
It's a shortcut. It's not really applying the Vibhakti knowledge. Okay. Okay, Saraswati Mataji, you have a different answer. Applying the Vibhakti knowledge, how do you answer it?
Even I was confused, Mataji, but I put it as Prathama, thinking that because they are the primary, like we are speaking mainly about the Lingam, Vachanam, and Vibhakti, so I put it as Prathama, Mataji.
Okay. So both are almost correct, but it's not really the answer I'm looking for. Okay. So what did we give a simple Vibhakti meaning for Prathama? What is the meaning I gave for Prathama in our table?
Subject, doer.
Subject I didn't use because it's confusing. I used doer all the time. Okay?
Doer.
Okay. So then somebody is doing some activity. What is that activity? That's where our as dhatu comes here. So they are talking about asti, exists. So the sentence will be yat lingam, yat vachanam, yacha vibhakti visheshyasya asti. Tat lingam, tad vachanam, sacha vibhakti visheshanasya asti. Existing. So who is doing the activity of existing? yet. These all are existing. Got it? So then it becomes Prathama. Simple. And the other rule is, generally you cannot have a sentence just with other vibhaktis if there is no doer. Of course, it can come in a what we say, passive voice, then it becomes tritiya. But generally doer between the two. For example, vrikshat phalam patati. From a tree, the fruit is falling. So you can say the action is also in the fruit. And the fruit is also doer. So both karta and karma come for it actually. But between the two, when both apply for the same entity, the karta is chosen. Because unless the doer does something, the effect will not come in the object. Understand? So doer takes the precedence all the time. So existing, the act of existing is happening for all of this. So they're all prathama vibhakti. Okay, Srichita, you are clear now?
Yes, Mataji, I was really confused with this one, but yeah, thank you, Mataji, for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead. So then what else?
So Mataji, I have to also say the properties of lingam also, because of yat, I also chosen for lingam as dvitiya vibhakti ekvachanam.
No, now you have to change your answer. See, don't tell the answer what you have written. Now you tell the proper answer.
Okay. So now the first one was prathama vibhakti ekvachanam. And for lingam, Mataji, in the table I found it was there in the dvitiya vibhakti ekvachanam lingam. Maybe I saw the pullinga table. So
yeah, it's a wrong table. Lingam, Bhajagopinath Prabhu knows. It's an Napunsaka Linga word. So it
so then
comes
it
in
will
both.
be prathama. Yeah, then it will be
Yeah.
prathama. Yeah.
Yes.
Then again for yat also it will be prathama vibhakti ekvachanam. And Mataji, for vachanam, here also I think I did dvitiya, but I think if it's there in Napunsakalinga, it will be prathama vibhakti ekvachanam.
So why you're doubting whether it's in Napunsaka Linga or no? What do we always tell?
Actually,
Ekavachanam,
Mataji, I'm not able to find the tables. Yeah.
No. Okay, that's fine. But what we have been talking all the time, we say ekavachanam, bahuvachanam.
Yeah.
What does it mean? Okay.
Yeah.
So
It means,
vachanam,
yeah.
Napunsaka Linga. Okay, that's fine. Now tell vibhakti, maybe you're not able to look it up, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, it's Srilinga. Tell me ya.
Yeah, Mataji, it's prathama vibhakti. Yeah.
Of
Strilinga.
Strilinga. Okay. And what about Visheshyasya?
Visheshasya is Mataji Shashti vibhakti ekvachanam.
Okay. What is the Pratipadikam?
Visheshya.
Okay, good job. Okay, next. Tell about Visheshanasya. Tell the properties of that.
Visheshanasya is Mataji, the Pratipadikam is Visheshana and Shashti vibhakti ekvachanam.
Very good. What does it mean?
It means that the meaning was that Visheshanasya. So Ram
Or tell the meaning for the whole shloka, no problem. Then it will come easily. Yeah. What is the meaning for the whole shloka now?
The meaning is that the adjective and the noun, their linga and vachan and vibhakti should be the same.
And which one is following which?
The Visheshan is following the Visheshya, descriptor and described, like that.
Very good.
Sorry with me for the
Very good.
mistakes.
Yeah. No problem. That's how we learn, no? So you did very good. Everything is very good. Okay. Thank you so much. I think she solved it nicely. Yeah,
Mataji,
Prabhuji.
one clarification on just I wanted to know. This Visheshya is a Pullinga Shabdana and Visheshana is a Napusallinga Shabdana.
Correct. Another thing is, okay, one more clause. Maybe we can ask other person to help here. So the second thing is identify if there are any noun and adjective relationships within the shloka. What is the answer for that?
You are asking me, Mataji.
Yeah, anybody can answer. Yeah.
Mataji,
Are
noun
there
adjective.
any?
Basically, I was thinking this yat is actually the adjective for the lingam. Although it's a pronoun, but since already the noun is there, so it will act as an adjective. Similarly, another yat for vachanam. Similarly, ya for vibhakti. Tat for
So you
lingam.
changed your answer
Yeah,
initially when you.
yeah. Because later, actually, when the exercise I was solving, in the answers you have written at some places like this, although it's a pronoun, but it's an adjective for this. So then I got an idea. Okay, this can be.
Okay. So I will tell you how to be very clear instead of guessing. Okay. So what is a function of an adjective? See, for example, there are 10 boys in a school, in a class, right? Adjective, it restricts your choice. If I tell all boys come here, everybody will come. If I tell a boy with a blue shirt come here, only the blue shirt boy comes. So what they're telling, if I tell lingam, means just general lingam. What they're telling is that lingam. So they're restricting, they're giving a scope, they're subsetting it. So that lingam, that vachanam, that vibhakti of the visheshya is followed by reverse. The visheshana. Visheshana has the same linga, the same vachana, same vibhakti as that of the visheshya. They're not telling in general anything. Exactly point to point it is telling. So they're restricting the set. Then it becomes an adjective. Right? Intelligent boy, come here. That's different. Short boy, come here. It's different when compared to boys, come here. Okay. So with that knowledge, now you can understand what is a vibhakti for what. First is, of course, just
Mataji,
be based. One second.
Mataji,
Just because of because they are samya in terms of vibhaktis, you can immediately identify this yet is definitely for this one. But even more deeper knowledge is the understanding of the adjectives, the function of adjectives. Okay, Prabhuji.
so Mataji, I'm a little bit confused. For example, I could say Dhanurdhara Rama. So then both are Prathama. Both are like noun. Dhanurdhara Rama. So can I not interpret like Jat Lingam that way? Yat Lingam?
Yeah, but both are Prathama. But one is describing the main person.
Right. So it's not adjective, right?
It's adjective only. Describer is adjective only, no? See, Dhanurdharaha Ramaha Ravanam Marayati.
Oh, so that's also adjective. Okay.
That's adjective only. That's why it's matching the form.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Mataji,
Okay.
one more clarification I just wanted to know. Basically, for example, here noun, whenever noun is there, then definitely that corresponding pronoun will act as an adjective. Like, is it the right understanding? And whenever the noun is not there, for example, kaha karoti, like, or who has done this, or who is doing this. So basically here, since only kaha is there, only pronoun is there, so it will act as a shuddh pronoun and not as an adjective to some noun. I mean, is it a correct understanding, Mataji?
See, how we know that it's a pronoun because it's given as a Sarvanama Shabda. Okay. So kaha is coming from kim. It's a Sarvanama Shabda. Now the question is whether it's a doer or it's an adjective to a doer. That's the other question. So if there is nothing else there, that itself is a doer. Or if you say kaha sukumaraha gachati, if you tell, then there's again adjective relationship is coming. So you can generally between the two words, for example, Prabhuji gave a question, statement, Dhanurdharaha Ramaha Asti. So generally the word which is well known to everybody becomes the main primary noun. Other words are considered as adjectives. Everybody knows Rama. So Rama will become the main noun and others, even though they're following the same linga vibhakti, become adjective describer for that Rama. That's it.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why all the describers comes before. Dhanurdharaha Rama agachati. We don't tell Ramaha Dhanurdharaha agachati. That's another simple way to put it in prose. Okay. Okay, that's good. I think
in this sloka, then where are the adjectives? I'm now confused now after this. In this sloka, the adjectives should be said that yat Yat is the adjective?
So yat is the adjective for lingam. Okay, I can
Okay.
type it actually here. That is the adjective for this guy. And this
Okay.
yat is adjective for this one.
For the vachanam. Yeah.
Okay, and this one is adjective for this one, for the
Yes.
vibhakti, this one.
And similarly, tat
Ah,
sa. Okay.
yes, same. That's why this is a Strilinga. That's why this became Strilinga.
Right.
Similarly, here Strilinga is used.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe we will take up this already. We are running late now. So should
So
we do
Mataji,
other exercises?
sorry for the question. So yet is both a pronoun as well as adjective, right?
Yes. See, pronoun from its existence. What is its mula? What is Acharya is telling? It's coming from Dakaranta. What is this? Pullinga Shabda or Naputakalinga Shabda here. And it's coming into the Sarvanama category. So that are its properties. But what is the function with respect to the meaning? That is adjective.
Its role, the role it
Yes.
is playing in it. Okay.
So one is its name, and other one is its role. Okay?
Okay, Mataji. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So what we'll do, because others have not done the exercises, so let's give others also chance. Everybody I think everybody is in the discussion group. Just yesterday only, Braja Gopinath Prabhu again gave the Tulasi Maharani prayers. So this whole week, whoever has a chance, please work on them. So like this, we can have another discussion next session week. So whoever attempts will be given chance to, delve deeper into it. And Shashi Prabhu, if possible, please write it down so you can also contribute. Okay? He's muted, but yeah. Okay, so then we'll wrap up.
Yes,
We'll do that
Mataji.
later. Okay.
Yes. Yes, I'll do it.
Okay. Anyway, both of them, Braja Gopinath Prabhu, Saraswati Mataji, will always be ready because they already have done. Saraswati Mataji only did one. So Mataji, you also finish other two. Okay. So then next session, you all will be able to contribute to the discussion. Otherwise, you'll be Greek and Latin. Why? Only when you solve, when you cook yourself, you'll relish the food. So when you solve it, you'll be able to relish the nuances and everything very nicely. Okay, so I'll give one more chance. Of course, I'll try to give one more exercise this week. So let's see. Okay, so then, question answers, anything is there? Hopefully nothing is there. Everybody is immersed in this discussion. So Shashi Prabhu has a question. Okay.
Yeah, just this question about the Asmad Mataji. So Asmad is Strilinga.
Not
Asmad.
it's a Trilinga, not Strilinga, right?
Strilinga. Strilinga or Strilinga? Short E or Dirgha E?
It's a short E. It's a short E.
Short E. I see. Okay.
But it's not, there is no sakara there. It's Trilinga. Three means three.
Yes. Oh, Trilinga. Oh, it's Trilinga. Oh, okay. That was my question. Oh, I see. It's Trilinga. So it worked for everybody. Okay. That was my confusion. I thought it's Trilinga, so it refers to everybody. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Okay, Braja Gopinath Prabhu.
Mataji, in there's one question like yat phalam vrikshat patishyati tad balaka khadishyati. Basically, this patishyati is from the pat dhatu, but when I'm checking on the Ashtadhyayi, so there are two kind of pat is coming, like pa plus like half the, like without akara, and another with the full one, and both is giving they're the both meaning are giving the same actually, like to fall down or to. So which one to use when, I mean, although you have specifically mentioned that in the answers what exactly you have used, but how we can identify?
It's anything is fine, Prabhuji. See, these are all multiple variations are available to show. So mainly the flexibility is given for the authors who compose shlokas. For some shlokas, the meter, this will fit versus that. And of course, there are, see, for example, here, this has many variations, but here it's only going. So there are many other nuances will be there. But in the answer, if it's not exactly the dhatu and if it applies equally well for other one, no problem. You can pick anything. It may not be exactly what I think or what the AI tool suggested me to think. It's okay. Yeah.
Okay, Mataji. And one
Okay.
more. Mataji, in the lit lakara, like the future tense, just like for example, pat plus ishyati becomes patishyati, but in nayati it becomes neshyati. If how to remember, because there are many variations I was seeing every time. Sometimes ishyati, eshyati, like different it's coming.
Yeah. What to do, Prabhuji? Neshyati, neshyati. For that, we need to study advanced grammar. So it's difficult right now to tell because you'll not be able to understand. What we'll do is there is, of course, a transformation. The rule happens because of that. This gets converted. We'll see. That requires some more. I have to teach you some concept. So we'll stage it in our thing. If I'm able to teach whenever I discuss sandhis, just or you make a note, Prabhuji. Okay, so you can remind me. Make a note. What context I'm looking for is I should teach sandhis. I should teach especially guna sandhi. Okay. At that time, we will bring this up because that once you know that sandhi, you'll be able to understand how to apply this. Otherwise, you'll not be able to understand. Okay. So these the two preconditions we need to do, and then we will be able to do. But otherwise, for me to to teach how these words are formed is actually out of scope of the syllabus altogether. That's why I covered only basic rules which will apply easily for everyone for you to remember Latvam Shatvam. So you need to really understand the rules of formation. It's like advanced grammar lessons actually. So I could easily say, oh, Prabhuji, just memorize what to do. There's nothing else. But let's see if we have time. And in that context, if it's easy, I will explain once. If some people understand, some people don't understand, let's see. Okay, it's
Sure,
actually
Mataji.
out of scope of this course. Okay. Okay, Srijita.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, could you show us the sutra, Panini Sutra that you said
Ah,
you will show us? Yeah.
okay, okay. So this is the sutra she's asking about. Yeah. See, what was the middle letters? It is at kupu, correct? See here. Of course, this is a sutra because sandhis are already done in this. So you have to understand kupu is there. We didn't study sandhis, so it's difficult for you to understand this. So this is like at kupangnum vyavaye ti. That's a sutra. Or here we can hear this. But if I play, you'll not be able to hear this. So you can, I will send you this in the chat. You can copy this and try to look on your own. And, later you can hear this audio. You can see how that Prabhuji pronounces. Then, so if it's split the sandhis, this is what you'll see here. See, that vyavaye means separated. Basically, it's saying intermediate varnas. That's what vyavaye means. Okay, he's saying at kupu, and there's one extra thing also there. Ang. Okay, that I didn't share because that becomes complicated for you to understand what is actually ang. We already discussed. It's upasarga, right? Who memorized upasarga? Pra, para, apasang, sam, nisnir, dusdur, and there gradually ang will come. So there is another application for this. What is this? Natvam. When ang upasarga happens. So that's a very, very corner case. That's the reason he puts ang here. But in our application, because we are discussing about supratyaya, this is not applicable. So to make it simple, I removed it. This is actually Sanskrit explanation for this shloka. If you go down, you will see the English. See, now you see this, a nakara occurring after sha and ra. And elsewhere they will say actually rikara is also there. So that's why when I have to present, I have to do a lot of research to put everything together. It's not just taking one sutra like this and putting as it is. See, like that. So many other things have to be studied and presented in one go. Otherwise, if I keep bits and pieces and telling after 2 weeks, oh, actually in the precondition put rakara also, everybody will get confused. Okay, so r and sh and the hasva, or rather rikara swara also is included in the same pada, is converted into nakara. This is our sthani. This is our sthani, and this is our agama. It's called agama actually. It gets replaced. Even when, see, this is what it is. Even when it is separated from sha and ra, this is our nimitta. Even when separated from sha and ra by one or more letters from, see, at pratyahara, right? At pratyahara, kavarga, pavarga, ang, anuswara. Now, if you still want to learn more, if you go up, he will give some examples for all the scenarios. Here you will see all the examples where it happens. Okay, and this is all written in Sanskritam. So it may be tough, but you try to read. You'll understand. See, this is all Shashti Vibhakti. Try to read and try to make sense of these statements. Okay, see, this is the, where is this ang? Where is, see, these are all the examples I gave you actually. See, Trumha plus Aniyar I gave you, no? Trumhaniya, right? As for you to work on. Murkena, Pushpani. Okay, and I'm trying to see where the example for at is there. Ang, ang is here. See? Yeah, see, this is the example they're giving. In this example, something happens, something doesn't happen. So very, very corner case, this one. So that's why I didn't include in your thing. But Anuswara, there's an example for this. So here, very nice. This is a devotee, or not devotee, a person who built this website. He wrote his own notes like this. Very nicely written. Very simple Sanskrit. Very nicely written. When compared to Acharya's commentaries, here Acharya's commentaries will be there. It is called, Kashika and other things. They were very, very terse. You cannot, difficult to understand. See here, this Acharya's commentary. Very terse. Because that time they used to write in manuscript. So the more concise they put, it's very good for them. So, but then this Prabhuji gave so much explanation with examples and everything. So if you know simple Sanskrit, you'll be able to understand this and get a thorough knowledge of what it is. And this is the English, but this English is so complicated actually. You get very confused what it is. But because you know the rule, you try to read this once and try to understand what he's trying to tell. Here also he gives examples. See, ang. Ang, he gave the example here. You can try to read this and see if you are more interested in getting more confused. Another thing is to appreciate Panini's work is that, and this is actually the original sutra. See, when they're saying the Ref and Shakara is preceding, Nakara changes to Nakara. This is the original sutra. See here, the Nakara after Sha and Ra converts into Nakara. And then he gives another sutra saying intermediate Varnas also is possible. That's the same way he presents the Shatvam rule also. That's split into two sutras. That's where it gets confusing a little bit. But you have to put everything together, tailor-made solution you have to give. And another thing I wanted to share to appreciate Panini Maharshi is that the time when they were doing this, Panini came up with the grammar. You know, right now, for example, if you have to come up with an algorithm or something, we write something, we use a pencil, we erase it, and we refine it, right? To come up with the right way. Those days, they don't have that. They have to do everything mentally. And it's an oral tradition. They don't have paper. Also, manuscripts also may be very rare. So imagine what a skill he should have. He should know what sutra he told earlier, which scenario it covers. It doesn't violate that. And it said that Panini could see all the words in Sanskrit right in front of his eyes. And then he could analyze and come up with the most simplistic sutra, which applies all the cases. And that's the reason in his sutra, he adds condition for different scenarios. So sometimes if you are only looking at, like for example, Rama formation, you may feel why did sutra he added all these things, because you may not see the immediate application. But he is writing a sutra which covers that case in different scenarios. So it's like mind-boggling the work he does, and so systematic and so wonderful work that we can appreciate for lifetimes to come. Okay, and we are so fortunate we are able to at least little bit appreciate the depth of, our Vedic heritage and the works, and, little bit appreciate what is involved. If Panini grammar was not there, even this much we cannot enter into Vyakarana. It was only restricted to people who are scholars who can memorize and understand. But if we laymen like us who speak English and Hindi, if you are able to understand little bit, it's all because of his grace. So all glories to Panini Maharshi. So then I think all the questions are over. So let's wrap it up. Prabhuji, Rajagovind Prabhu said something.
It's regarding one of the exercise, Mataji. One doubt is there.
Okay, what is
in
it, Prabhuji?
Basically, Mataji, the second half of this question, like Tam Vatikam na gacchami. I just wanted to know, like, I'm not able to understand, like, why Vatikam is used, in the sense Dvitya is used. I mean, in the like Vatika mein nahi jati. The location also we can understand, like in Vatika I am not going in that Vatika. So it's a Saptami also. Like why we have not used Saptami and used Dvitya.
Okay, see, one other mistake, Prabhuji, is like, because see, right now we are, because I gave the translation, so you are getting biased with the translations. So that's the reason, you're getting more confused. So let's go back to the root and understand when to use what again. Okay. See, Sakhi yasyam vatikayam upavishati. So the Sakhi is sitting down. Okay. In sitting down, for sure, you need a location. Okay. You cannot sit, right? So that means definitely it has to be Saptami. See here, I'm sharing. Everybody can see this, right? Okay, so what Prabhuji is saying is, Sakhi yasyam vatikayam upavishati tam vatikam na gacchami. Okay, so he's saying when we use the first phrase, we are using Saptami. When we use the second phrase, we are using Dvitiya Vibhakti. Why and when? That's what is the question. So first, let's understand, let's not get biased with the Hindi and English translation. Then that makes it more confusing. So we have to understand from root here. So what is the meaning the person wants to convey? It's saying that Sakhi is sitting. Whenever we say is sitting, we need a place. That becomes location. So then that's how this became Saptami Vibhakti. Okay, she is sitting in a garden. Now he is telling, I will not go there. Okay. How will we say, I will not go in there? He wants to tell, I will not go there. Okay. Another thing to remember is, see, you can think as Gachami is like you're doing activity with your feet. Okay. As if the doer are the feet. Assume just I'm stretching myself and trying to give a simple example. The doer is the feet. And in our philosophy, we understand the destination of the senses are the sense objects. So wherever we walk with the feet, that will become our object. Whatever we see, for example, Rama Sitam Pashyati. Somebody will ask, why you have to use Dvitiya for Sita? No, it doesn't make sense. Because Rama is using his eyes to see Sita, and the destination for the eyes are the object, sense object. Right? Which is Sita. So then now analyze all these activities with that, you will understand why it's called why is it Dvitiya? Why it becomes first is it has to become object, then it takes a vibhakti. That's a different thing. There are two layers here. We need to we are doing reverse engineering. We are finding vibhakti and now mapping it to the object. But actual system is, you need to first understand the activity going on, identify the karaka, that comes later. We will discuss karakas later. Identify what is the relationship with the kriya. Right? Here, for example, Gachami is the action, the kriya of going. And what is the relationship of the garden with the action for the going? Relationship is the destination. Okay, it's an object. So then it becomes an object. Once you define it's an object, then, I have to use Dvitiya Vibhakti. Similarly here, the Sakhi is sitting, right? So sitting is the action. So what is the relationship with the garden with the sitting? She's sitting in the garden, the location. Okay, then I have to say location, then I have to use Saptami. So first comes the relationship with the action with the words. Then once that is clear, then you pick the appropriate vibhakti based on the simple meanings of the vibhakti. That's the right way to do it. Okay, but we cannot tell everything in one shot, so we have to use some kind of shortcuts. Okay. Okay, clear, right? Okay, Prabhuji. So we'll wrap up here with our sincere prayer. Okay. Pritya sotsaha sevayam aparada maya krita kshamitva sadava seva me dadatu muhurmuhu. Hopefully saying, I will memorize this one day. Okay. So then I'll not read the English and translation yet, but we already know the meaning of it, so it's okay. So we'll offer all the wonderful things we discussed and churned today. It was a very deep session with a lot of churning, especially Lingam discussion. Everybody liked, right?
Yeah.
So nice. So like that we will, yeah, if all of you do the homeworks, we can discuss. Like if you don't do homework, I don't feel inspired to discuss. Then I will be sharing all the answers. So that if you want to discuss more, at least one person should solve the shloka once. So then we can discuss that shloka in the class. Okay? And by identifying the mistakes, we'll understand what's the right way to do it. So we'll offer wonderful things to our Shri Krishna. With Shri Krishna, Namastu, Hare Krishna. See you all next week. Happy practicing. Lot of homework this week. Okay? Okay, bye. Many of them, half of them left already. Okay, thank you so much. Bye. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Okay.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Srijita. Bye.